So my name is Connie Schroeder, and I came to the greater Austin area in the early 80s to attend the University of Texas, where I got my civil engineering degree. One of the great things about coming to Austin in the early 80s is it really had the vibe that so many people are striving for now, and that I know you can find in Bastrop, Texas. It had musicians, it had the hippies at Hippie Hollow. There was everything that you wanted to find was right there in Austin, and everybody got along. It was a great, we're all here together, we love the environment, and it was a really neat time, and that vibe is what we still have here today in Bastrop. I have had the honor of serving as the first female mayor of the city of Bastrop from 2017 until this very day. It has been a really neat way to make sure that we invest in the infrastructure. At the end of the day, everybody wants clean water. Everybody wants to be able to flush a toilet and know that you're not polluting a river. You want to be able to drive down the road and not have to have a front end alignment. You want to know if it's raining that you're not getting water in your house. It's not an accident that so many of those things are provided by civil engineers. It was a great combination. When I went into that as an education, I had no idea it was preparing me to be as good a mayor as I could possibly be for the city of Bastrop. I moved to Austin in the early 80s, and it wasn't an accident that if you were moving, you were driving north or south, and if you were at a standstill, you were trying to go east or west. When you don't plan for the future takes over. You are either going to control the growth or the growth is going to control you. In Bastrop, for a while, we had the don't build it and they won't come. That's not a really good strategy. So one of the defining moments was to make sure that we had investment in the infrastructure so that we could take care of our current residents and take care of our future residents. We are building an 8 million gallon a day wastewater treatment plant. The first 2 million gallons will come on in the next couple of weeks. We're building a new water treatment plant. It has wells that are in the Simsboro Aquifer, which is some of the best water that you'll find in the United States. And those things will be in place long after the fact that I was serving as the mayor. Defining moments were, of course, graduating from the University of Texas with a civil engineering degree. I met the father of my two boys. We were married for several years and we both had really successful careers in Austin. You can't talk about kids without that being a defining moment. My husband now is a man named Connie Schroeder. Charlie was born here in Bastrop. So people ask me, how long have you been in the Bastrop area? And I tell them I started dating it in 1998 and I got married to it in 2003. So I came from a family where my father was an electrical engineer and the first person in his family to ever go to college. I'm not sure how they did it, but my parents had me convinced that I had to go to college and I had to pay for it. So everything was about getting good grades in high school so I could try to get a scholarship. I was very lucky to get a Moody scholarship, which was, get ready for this, $750 a year for 4 years, as long as I maintained a 3.25 grade average. And the Moody folks got my grades before I did. So I totally missed out on the college scene. I had never been to 6th Street. I didn't know that MOPAC existed because the only thing I did was study because I had to get my engineering degree in 4 years. So my parents divorced when I was about 12, and I saw my mom with 3 kids and a high school education, and I knew that no matter what, that was never going to happen to me. So I had a lot of motivation to get my engineering degree. Your education is the one thing that no one can ever take away from you. I was watching a movie just the other day and they were talking about, you can lose your belongings, somebody can take your money, but they can never take away what you've learned in your brain. Your brain power is there for good. So that was absolutely a defining moment. I am a very strong Christian. I was raised in a household where my mom was Bible-beaten Baptist and my dad was an atheist. So I've learned to negotiate from a very young age. My faith has always grounded me, and I know that we're here to serve others, and I have tried to have a humble servant heart as I've served as the mayor. Every day, you can imagine we all make decisions, and I try to use my faith, what I've learned from the Bible, which is really pretty simple. Treat other people the way you would like to be treated, not have a personal agenda, do what's best for everyone. It doesn't cost anything to give somebody a smile. I really try to be fair, and I try to hear the other side and be open to the other side and understand the consequences. One of the frustrations I've had with bureaucracy is it moves so slow. On the private side, if something was dumb, you stopped it. If you wanted to try something, you tried it. But I found out the consequences was a much smaller pool. In a bureaucracy, if you get it wrong, you get it wrong for a lot of people. And the ancillary effect of some of those decisions, the unintended consequences can be devastating. So it's really important in bureaucracy and as a part of politics to understand those unintended consequences. And one of the best ways to understand those is listen to people who are adamantly opposed to what your idea is. Really examine all sides. So I try to listen a lot, learn a lot, pray a lot, and then do what I really think is best for everybody involved in the situation. So here in Bastrop, the good news is there's a number of go-to places. My husband and I have personally known the people that own Anita's for more decades than I'm going to admit on film. But we have great Mexican food, we have a Michelin star chef at Storehouse and Market, we have the Copper Shot Distillery, we have Piney Creek Chop House. If you need some good food, you can always find it on Main Street in Bastrop. So today is my last day as mayor, and a lot of people have asked me about legacy and what do you want to be remembered by. And my time in mayor is the same way I want to be remembered about my time on earth. And that is that I thought about other people before myself, and that I tried to represent God's love around the world. I'm Connie Schroeder, and I'm Austin, Texas, right here in Bastrop.